Hey everyone, it's Kat! And I'm finally back with episode 3. So a ship is something that you ship, which is short for relation shipping. It's pretty much where you take two characters and you're like, hey, I think you'd be good together. Let's make it a ship! A lot of ships have names like Everlark and Percy, my favorite one. And they don't have to be fictional. For example, Brangelina! And an OTP stands for one true pairing, and it's pretty much the ship that you ship the most. And you can't really have a fandom without ships, even if they're totally random and never going to come true. When you have a series that involves a love triangle, such as the Hunger Games, you'll end up with multiple ships with, same characters. Main Hunger Games ships are Everlark, which is Peeta Mellark and Katniss Everdeen, and Galeness, which is Gale Hawthorne and Katniss Everdeen. We already kind of covered the whole Everlark situation, but I just think Galeness is a little creepy at times because they end up having to pretend that Gale and Katniss are cousins. And of course, some ships unfortunately don't really have official ship names, like Hazel and Augustus from The Fault in Our Stars. Also, you can't really combine those names unless you want to do like Augustus, and let's face it, that don't sound great. But you need to be really careful with ships because sometimes you'll really be criticized if you have a ship that most other people in your fandom don't ship. So I just finished the Percy Jackson series, and even though he kind of ends up with Annabeth, I really ship Rachel because Percy and Rachel are just like so amazing, like plastic hairbrushes, yeah. Excuse me? Percy is meant to be with Annabeth, and you cannot take that away from me. I think I'm allowed to have my own opinion. Opinion? Your opinion's wrong. That's just treacherous. It's like, you're a traitor. That would be like shipping Lucabeth. And of course, there are teams. I'm sure you're all familiar with Team Edward and Team Jacob. And then that somehow ended up in there being Team Peeta and Team Gale, which I think was just taking it a step too far. I mean, what's the point of having the teams if the end of the book tells you who they end up with? But even though people can get really defensive about ships and stuff, make sure to ship who you want. Heck, if you want to go ship Tris and Peter, no one is stopping you. You should ship who you believe to be together and don't just go with the flow or whoever wins in the end. Because that's what's important. God, I sound so cheesy. I'm trying not to make this rant on a subject I'm very passionate about go on and on. So just to sum things up, I will name a few other ships that I believe I have not mentioned in this video. So from Divergent, we have Fortress, which is obviously For and Tris. And then from Sherlock, we have Johnlock, which is John and Sherlock. And there are tons of other ships that don't have names, such as if you ship the 10th Doctor with Rose from Doctor Who. Or if you ship Christina and Will from Divergent. And one of my favorite ships is Luna, which is Neville Longbottom and Luna Lovegood from Harry Potter. Some people ship Katniss and Finnick from the Hunger Games. From the Infernal devices, you could ship Tessa with Jem or Tessa with Will, or even like Magnus with Will. From the Mortal Instruments, there's Jason Clary, or Simon and Clary, or Simon and Maya, or Simon and Isabel, or Maya and Jordan, or Alec and Magnus. And I think my favorite things about ships is people from the future are going to think that everyone from Tumblr was obsessed with boats. Yep. Bye! Next time on How to Be a Fangirl. Hola peeps, it's Kat, and today we're discussing morning books. And I don't mean morning like morning or afternoon, I mean morning like when you're just devastated because your favorite character dies or you finish the series. I will be teaching you how to cope with these emotional breakdowns. So just be strong, everyone. I lied to you all. My OTP is actually Jason and his girlfriend, that brick. Don't judge me!